Hello students, welcome once again to this channel. In this channel, as we know that we keep on uploading the important derivations in physics for class 12 in CBSE board. So this is the 8th derivation of the first lesson, electrostatistics. Come on, let us move on to the derivation. Before that, I would like to remind you, subscribe to this channel and share it with your friends and click the bell icon so that you would get more notifications as and when we upload new videos. Okay, this is the 8th derivation of this first chapter. Using Gauss law, obtain the expression for electric field due to an infinitely long straight wire carries charge. There is an infinitely long straight wire which carries charge. So what happens? It produces an electric field around it. So we are here to find the expression for the electric field. Before that, let us understand the diagram thoroughly so that it would be easier for us to derive the derivation. Okay. Now look at the diagram. Here is the long, infinitely long straight wire. Let us assume that it carries positive charge. So what happens? The electric field orients all around the wire radially outwards, because we know that electric lines of force originate from positive charge and terminate at negative charge. So here the electric lines of force originate from the positively charged wire. So the electric field direction is oriented outward. So in this direction, all around the wire. Okay. Now let us consider a Gaussian surface in a cylindrical form. If we look at the wire closely, it also exists in the shape of a cylinder, cylindrical form. So the electric field around the wire also is in a cylindrical form, all around it. So let us assume a Gaussian surface around the wire in the form of a cylinder. That's what I have drawn. Let the length, the height of the cylinder is L. Here the cylinder has got three surfaces. One is the curved surface all around the wire. It is marked as region 2. And the top surface and the bottom surface, which are circular in shape, they are marked as region 1 and 3. Now, in this portion, I have taken a small surface ds. Similarly, here also I have taken a small surface ds. Again, on the curved surface, I have taken a small surface ds. This is ds. Okay. Now here, we have already studied about area vector. What is an area vector? Any vector which is drawn perpendicular to a surface is called area vector. So here is the small surface ds. So the area vector is this ds vector. And I have already mentioned the direction of the electric field is in this way. So this is E vector. Here both the electric field vector and the area vector ds are in the same direction. In the region 1, ds vector, this is the area vector for the small surface we have taken, which is in this direction. And what about the electric field vector? It is oriented outward. From here we need to calculate. So it is oriented outward. So here both are perpendicular to one another. E vector and ds vector are perpendicular to one another in region 1. Similarly, in region 3 also, this is the small surface ds we have taken. So the area vector is in the downward direction, and as we all know that the electric field vector due to this wire is oriented in this direction. Again here both ds vector and E vector are in perpendicular to one another. Now let us move on to the derivation. Now electric flux. What is the formula for electric flux? Pi is equal to surface integral of E vector dot ds vector. This is the formula for electric flux. Pi is equal to surface integral of E vector dot ds vector. Now we are here to find the value for the surface integral of E vector dot ds vector, which is equal to E vector dot dx vector at region 1 plus E vector dot ds vector at region 2 plus E vector dot ds vector at region 3. So in these three regions, we need to find out these values and substitute over here so that we would get this. Okay. Now in region 1 and region 3, E vector and ds vector are perpendicular to each other. So what about the angle? The angle theta is equal to 90 degree. That's what I have written here. So the angle is 90 degree. Now let us take the region 1. Integral of E vector dot ds vector is equal to E ds cos theta. This you have known that because A vector dot B vector is equal to AB cos theta. Mathematical formula. So in the next step I have substituted the value of theta 90 degree. Cos 90 is equal to 0. So everything becomes 0. So in region 1 the electric flux is 0. Similarly, in region 3 also, integral of E vector dot ds vector is equal to 0. Why? Here also, the angle between E vector and ds vector is 90 degrees. So, definitely the value of this one will be 0. In region 2, E vector and ds vector are in the same direction. We have seen it in the diagram. So the angle theta is equal to 0 degree. So integral of E vector dot ds vector is equal to E ds cos theta. Substitute the value of theta cos 0. The value of cos 0 is equal to 1. So finally we have got integral of E ds. Yes. Here E is constant, so let us take it outside. Now we are going to integrate ds only. Where is this ds? This ds is taken on the curved surface of that cylinder. A small surface. So when we integrate this small surface, we will get the area of the whole surface on which it is a part. So what is the whole surface? The surface area of this cylinder. So when we integrate this ds, we will get the area of the surface area of the cylinder, which is nothing but 2 pi r L. Actually, the formula for surface area of cylinder is 2 pi r h. Here instead of h we have taken L, so 2 pi r L. Now let us substitute all the values in the equation we have seen in the beginning. So surface integral of E vector dot ds vector is equal to, in region 1 0, in region 2 this one, and region 3 this one. So finally we get which is equal to E into 2 pi RL. This surface integral of E vector dot ds vector is nothing but pi. So pi is equal to E into 2 pi RL. Let us call it as equation number 1. And from Gauss law, what does it say? Pi is equal to Q pi epsilon naught. Let us assume it as equation number 2. Now from equation 1 and 2, both the left hand sides are equal. So the right hand sides must be equal. So let us equate both the equations. So we'll get E into 2 pi RL is equal to Q by epsilon naught. Let it be equation number 3. We have already studied about linear density, surface density and volume density. Here linear density, what is the formula? Lambda is equal to Q by L. So therefore Q is equal to lambda into L. Let it be equation number 4. Now in the next step we are going to substitute the value of Q in the equation 3. So here in the place of Q we are going to substitute lambda L. So substitute equation 4 in 3. We'll get E into 2 pi RL is equal to lambda L by epsilon naught. L and L get cancelled. In the next step, E is equal to lambda by this 2 pi R comes over here. So E is equal to lambda by 2 pi R epsilon naught. This is the final expression for this derivation. Hope you would have understood well. Let us meet in the next video. Let us meet in the next video with the new derivation.
Like, share and comment and subscribe our channel and click the bell button for more videos. Thank you.